11 people are about to make history, attempting a journey that's never been done before.
Get there, get there, get there, get there.
It's not a case of, let's just try our best. Best isn't good enough here.
Come on!
None of them have expedition experience, but halfway round the world from the UK, they're going to cross Nicaragua from the Atlantic coast to the Pacific Ocean.
But they don't stop.
Accompanied by expedition leader Ken Hames, they have 28 days to cross 220 miles, and they are all physically disabled. The 11 expedition members include 2 people in wheelchairs, 4 with leg amputations, 2 with arm amputations, Daryl with spina bifida, Amar who's blind, and Charlie who's deaf.
Too flipping hard, don't care what anybody wants to say. It's hard flipping work. I don't think this is going to be possible the whole journey. No way.
They'd only gone 15 miles from the Atlantic
I'm just thinking this is getting really slow now. Go, 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 go.
when ex-soldier Warren had to return home.
I found a lump in my eye. It's devastating news, really, because it's a very, very severe cancer, and it eats your bones.
Leg amputee Glenn gave the team much-needed muscle, but he developed a pressure sore on his leg. Every step opened the wound even more.
It's annoying when you have a pain all day. It just wears you out, you know, it all wears you down.
At risk of losing 2 of their most able members, tempers started to fray. Sophie accused Charlie of not pulling his weight.
Sophie, I was behind you pushing you, and you didn't even ask me run. Don't tell lies.
You're not
Run.
even sweating a little bit.
So what, just because I'm not sweating much, I'm not working hard. Now that to me is being really bitchy.
Charlie, for fuck's sake, you're so over the
That's
fucking
being
top.
really bitchy.
Come on, man, you are starting this. You're so over the top.
With conditions about to get much worse, the team will have to push themselves beyond their limit. Day 10. They head deeper into the mosquito jungle along one of the Atlantic coast's few navigable rivers. They're going as far upstream as the boats can take them. Then they'll have to trek overland towards open country.
We'll go that way.
Leading to the Atlantic, this river is used by cocaine smugglers. A week ago, 3 men were shot dead here. Expedition leader Ken Hames, a former major in the SAS, is jumping.
You know, we could run into trouble. There are bandits out here, there are kidnappers. It's quite a lawless area in many ways, so we need that bit of security.
As the river narrows, the water becomes more blocked with debris from flash floods. With so many fallen trees, there's a real danger of hitting submerged branches.
It's just really, really tricky. The boat's rocking from side to side, and I don't think there's enough power on the back of these things to really give them a bit of oomph to get over some of these obstacles.
The thing is, you can't see anything from here. You can't. You have to stand up to see the shadow, and then I'll fall in.
The boatman has asked Lorraine to watch out for underwater snacks.
Big log coming up.
Come that way!
This is as far from home as she's ever been. Lorraine lives in East Sussex and is married with 3 children.
The whole Nicaragua thing to me is the unknown. I don't know how I'm going to react with that crocodile or that snake or that climbing or that heat, but I'm prepared to give it a go.
14 years ago, she was leaving a nightclub with her fiancé after performing in a singing competition.
And literally the last words I said to him, I told him I loved him. He turned to me, told me he loved me, and that was it. I'd been hit by a motorbike, 100 mile an hour, and it took my leg off from below knee at the scene, but also smashed my femur in half and ripped all my muscles out and other injuries.
When Lorraine regained consciousness, she was told her fiancé had been killed outright.
But I thought they'd lied. I thought that he couldn't face loving me with one leg, so I sort of couldn't believe it. So I just basically screamed and screamed myself out until I was sort of fell asleep, really. And then, of course, you wake up.
Lorraine's rebuilt her life, but is still coming to terms with her physical appearance.
I don't want people to see my leg because I'm probably just vain. You know, where before my accident I'd be in little skimpy shorts, you know, your little cheeks hanging out and stuff. And I don't really want people to see what I am really like under my trousers. But I'm prepared to get over it. I'm going to get over it. And then God help everyone out there because they're going to see everything hanging out.
Just 4 miles downriver, the boats have to make an emergency stop. Sophie looks dangerously ill.
She's not feeling well. She really isn't feeling well. She isn't very well at all.
Yeah, Sophie's actually not feeling very well, which is why she's lying down like that.
Ken decides to move her ashore.
Momento. You go under there.
1, 2, 3. Lift. Go to Ken's back.
Sophie is paralysed from the ribcage down. The severity of her condition means any illness can quickly become serious.
My worries are more things that I can't control. So if I really damage myself, I've got to get back. You know, I'm different to other people. When you're paralysed, I've lost all sensation, all movement. I don't know when things are wrong with me. I'm scatty and unorganised and childish. I mean, I'm pretty tough on my body. I don't look after it like I should do. I'm worse than most paraplegics.
Muckle, the expedition doctor, was the medic for Britain's Paralympic team. He knows how fast a paraplegic's condition can change.
You had a headache all morning? Okay. What does this feel like to you?
Shaking and sweating and dizzy sort of thing.
You feel hot?
Yeah, but cold sort of thing. I just don't feel right.
Sophie is 19. Driving home from a party just after her 18th birthday, she lost control of her car. Outgoing and independent, the accident left her lower body completely paralysed, relying on others for her most basic needs.
My choice has been taken away from me. My spontaneity is just gone. I can't go out with your mates and you want to go out clubbing and you want to go and have sex and you want to go and do this, but you can't. I can't, so fuck it. All I could think about was the fact that my life was just over and nothing was going to be the same. So I was like, right, I'm going to make it the same. So I did, which was a good thing.
Sophie's fragile condition means carrying on could be too risky.
It's pretty low at the moment. 95/60, which is quite low. That's why you're feeling giddy.
The team are at least 4 days away from the nearest medical facility.
One of the reasons you'll be dizzy is you are dehydrated. You look dehydrated, okay? And that will make you feel dizzy.
Each team member has to drink up to 5 litres of water a day, purified with iodine.
I don't want to drink the water, it's just not... All the bottles are dirty and all the water is not clean enough. I've got to watch my stomach and it's just not clean, so I've got nothing to drink.
For Sophie, eating and drinking is never easy. Her paralysis has left her with no bowel control, adding to her anxiety.
I worry about how thin I get. It's not about slimming. If I eat a lot, obviously whatever you eat has to come out, and I don't know when it's going to come out. So I always worry, especially when I'm with people and I'm in places that I can't sort myself out. I basically stop eating as much so I don't have to worry. And I always get told off for it. But it's just my way of looking after myself, really. This is because I'm stupid like that. Really.
Satisfied that Sophie's rehydrated, Dr. Muckle lets her continue. But the emergency stop has cost the team crucial time. Now shallow water means the boats have to be pushed, and there are crocodiles around.
I've gone ahead in front just to check this part of the river for crocodiles. I'm not going to kill any of them, just going to scare them.
Sit up.
After 6 hours on the river, they reach the drop-off point to begin their land journey. It's 12 o'clock, the hottest part of the day.
Hey, well done. I want you off the boat, up here on this bank. All right?
Careful, guys.
Yeah, I'm fine just now.
Addy, a star of the British Paralympic basketball team, is the expedition's only professional athlete. Childhood polio left his legs unable to support his weight. He knows any more health scares will cost the team dearly.
It's going to be a long, hard and arduous trip, and we just can't afford for anyone to get sick and for us to be carrying anyone, because we've all got enough problems taking ourselves across on this journey. So, you know, everybody's got to be able to take care of themselves. And it's difficult, you know, it's definitely fresh, it's new to her and stuff like that. But you can't have expected to come to Nicaragua and expected it to be easy. It was going to be difficult.
Basically, this is what needs to happen. Okay? One, you need to get out of these clothes, some of them, and get back into what I'm wearing now. You need your boots, full body cover, hat. We need to be out of here as close to the hour as we can.
From the Wawashang River, they head into a hot and dusty wilderness, only accessible on horseback or on foot. In just 4 days, they must cross 36 miles through open country to reach the settlement of Espaval. Mules will carry their provisions with 2 horses for emergencies, but they'll have to find their own food and make their own camp. Temperatures hit 40 degrees. The wheelchairs were designed in anticipation of Nicaragua's extreme terrain. But no one foresaw the effect on those pushing them.
It's an absolute killer just walking.
Oh, I'm all
at the
tingly,
moment.
my arms are gonna tingle.
Yeah, and then you can get out and walk later and I'll take it a turn in the fucking chair.
To conserve energy, they take turns at pushing. But one of their strongest, lower leg amputee Glenn can't push anymore. Until now, he's been one of the main pushers. Then, 2 days ago, a wound developed on his stump, and the doctor ordered him to stop pushing.
I've very much been, part of the muscle. I'm doing the hard work, which is fine for me, But now I'm not doing the hard pushing and the hard work. I feel a bit out of place. This afternoon, I just felt like a waste of space. I was doing nothing but watching everyone else doing the hard graft when I should be in there digging in and pushing and shoving and the rest of it. It kind of makes you feel a bit guilty.
Now he can only take care of himself. Without Glenn's muscle, only 4 of the team can push the wheelchairs. Lower leg amputee Carl, arm amputee Toby, Emma, who's blind, and Charlie, who's profoundly deaf. It's hungry work. Moving into open country, places to buy food get scarcer, forcing them to stock up where they can. In these conditions, high protein's a must. Glenn and Amar are under instructions to come back with meat.
All right, Spotty.
It's fat, heavy, isn't it?
Is it fat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fat. Hold it out your hand.
I'm not holding it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I? Let me try.
Yeah, come on, man.
Okay, describe to me how I hold it.
Just
Just
your
hold-
leg here, right there.
Put your thumb around it.
Right?
Manage if you want.
Don't drop it.
You need to keep it now.
Just like this?
Just like that.
Oh my god. Is it upside down?
Yes, it's upside down.
Wow.
Oh, I've only got a 50. Does she have change?
Hold tight, hold it tight.
Hold it tight.
Where's its face?
Looking at the floor at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah, it's getting a bit of a head rush.
Shit. God, it does feel like...
Make sure it
chicken
don't peck your pecker.
Oh god, yes.
Amar is 31. A finance manager in telecommunications, he oversees multi-million-pound accounts. When he turned 14, he began losing his sight to retinitis pigmentosa, a rare degenerative disease.
When you're disabled, you can either go two ways, I think. Either you can become better and you can complain, or secondly, you can just get up and get on with it and do it. So I guess the people that do get quite better and they complain about things, if you go down that road, it doesn't lead anywhere. I don't think it's healthy. It doesn't help. You've got to be positive, and the blind bit isn't really a major thing. It's just I just need to do things in a little, in a different way from sighted people.
In searing heat, that's not so easy.
You got to keep on pushing. If you slow down, it gets harder. And if you keep kicking your own ass, then it gets better.
But Charlie's finding it hard to keep up the pace.
Tough. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Right. Give me a hand. There's an element to a little bit of melodrama here with Charlie.
Just sit up if you can on this bank, yeah? Okay, that's good. Come up here.
You get heat problems in this kind of temperature, but he looked perfectly fine. He'd had a drink, had a bit of a sit down. You feel giddy now?
Just a little bit, but I'm okay.
Coming towards the end of the day, this seems to happen quite a lot. He looked quite well, and it's just the issue is just keeping him going.
I'm okay. It's the body that is collapsing on me, not my mind, not my spirit, not my heart. It's just my physical body that's giving up. Because basically what's happening with me, I think, I'm used to flipping good living. When you go from this high of life to the lowest of the bottom, surely it must have effect on your body.
By dusk, the team have covered just 6 miles. The harsh terrain is ruthlessly exploiting any weakness. Glenn's wound has opened up again.
The antibiotics are doing the job on the infection, but just where you put pressure on, that looks a bit deeper. That's why it's sore.
Yeah.
I mean, all I can suggest is in between times you just rest up, We'll clean it up now, do the dressings, and then sort of leave it open, try and let it dry up as much as you can.
Cool.
How are you feeling about it psychologically?
It's frustrating because obviously I haven't done as much over the last couple of days, and it's just hurting.
Yeah, okay.
3 years ago, Glenn lost his lower left leg in a high-speed motorbike accident.
When you've got all your limbs and everything's normal and you're full of life and you're bouncing around, you never really think about anything, you know, apart from just having fun and enjoying yourself. Whereas now, obviously, I've had the accident, I've lost a limb, and it's been quite a big thing, you know, to try and overcome and to try and make yourself back to being as normal as you possibly can.
Not one to give up, Glenn has re-qualified to race in the National Super Stock Championship.
I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that I'm disabled because I don't see myself as disabled. I don't see myself with any sort of problems at all. I can do whatever I used to do. A disability isn't the end of the world, and it doesn't stop you from doing anything, you know. Mentally, I'm probably more determined about things than I ever used to be, and not because I've got something to prove to anybody else. It's just something to prove to myself that I'm still capable of doing anything that I used to be able to do.
With his knee breaking down, he'll need all his determination to pull through.
My pain threshold is definitely higher than it ever used to be, that's for sure. There's always moments when you want to give up, but you always just pick yourself up and carry on, you know. It's just a case of digging deep, no matter what your condition. There's always a way around it, there's always something you can do.
Out in the open country today, and man, was that hot. It's so hot in the sun. And my leg's still playing up, which is a real pain in the ass. It's just pissing me off now.
I didn't do very much pushing. And do you know one reason why I didn't do so much? Because, firstly, why the fuck should I pull anybody? I'm here to represent myself, not to represent pushing people or be a part of the team or anything like that.
Everyone's bitching away. It's just going mad. Everyone's whining about the camp and whining about this and whining about that.
I think he winds a lot of people up the wrong way and gets on people's tits.
He just, he thinks he knows it all and says it all, and he just doesn't.
I can't think of anyone I don't like. I think Daryl's a bit of a wanker. So opinionated and gay.
But every day does get easier, and I'm not just talking physically, but I'm also talking in terms of emotionally and my role in the group. And oh my God, there's a mule.
I'm really happy. I can't think of anything that's getting me down, apart from obviously shitting myself last night's not nice. And the worry of it today, and I probably will again and again, but life goes on.
Day 11. With a minimum of 10 miles to cover, differences will have to be put aside. But even after a week, the team still can't strike camp on time. For Amma, the rush to leave camp turns every morning into an obstacle course.
Every time we come to camp, I try and memorise, you know, the distance from the fire. You know, that's where everybody sits to my sort of tent. So it gets easier and easier, but you know, it is quite difficult. This is my right.
That's the green wash. No, you've just.
Oh, the wash pan?
Yeah.
I thought you said there was a shirt.
Oh, yeah, there is behind you at about 6 o'clock. Now at. I can't do this. 9 o'clock. No, stay
This
there.
is 12.
Okay, yeah, 6 o'clock now.
Behind me.
Straight behind you.
Thank you. Yeah, so sometimes a little helping hand from my fellow campers is quite helpful.
The flat, open landscape offers the chance to pick up the pace and get in some good mileage. But after a week of hard graft, energy is running low.
I'm out of breath, I'm breathing heavily and I don't breathe like this. I think I'm okay, but getting up early and on top of that, all the pushing and shoving, hard work.
Fed up with pushing, Charlie wants to use the emergency horses.
We've got 2 horses. At least let's use one of them. I mean, that's so much to ask. I mean, we could take it in turns, but when we've got 2 on the go, it's mentally, physically draining on one person on these things.
Well, as yesterday, it comes down to the people that pushing that need to make the decision.
Yeah, but we can take it in turns.
I'd happily give it another go, because the ruts aren't as bad now. I'd give it a go with 2 people on each chair, one pulling, one pushing.
Seems like my opinion goes out the window.
No, Charlie, we're having Charlie, we're having this discussion because you brought it up, so your opinion isn't going out the window.
I know.
So don't say your opinion's going out the window when we're discussing it because you brought it up. It is a fine balance, finding that sort of like everybody having a voice, but then standing around in the blazing sun discussing for half an hour something that by the end doesn't change, you know. People have got to stop being precious about their opinion. It's okay to have an opinion, and it's okay to have different opinions, but you have to sort of like realise that if you've said your opinion and it's not going with the rest of the group, then that's just how we're moving.
Charlie, people have their own opinions. They're also putting their opinions in. And no one's trying to say that anyone's opinion is better than anyone else's. We're trying to come to a group decision over this. That's all. No one's trashing anybody's opinions.
I think me being deaf has made me very oversensitive. I don't have a lot of faith in me, my speech, my deafness, my looks, whatever. I know people are going to be shocked on this. I know people are going to be shocked. But there are times when I get really down. Really down. Daryl's always snapping at me.
No, he's not. He's not.
Every time I say something, he contradicts it, like I'm an idiot. He doesn't know me from Adam, so he can fuck off. You see, I've gone nasty now, and I'm not like that. He's not my father, he's not my brother, he's nothing to me, and if it carries on, I can fuck off home.
No, Charlie, he's part of our team.
I just want maybe somebody to listen to me, find out what is bothering me. Let me say my piece. I think I'm okay. Once I've said my piece, it's off my shoulders, it's off my back. Then I start going right back, Charlie.
He's unhappy about all the pushing and shoving, and it's sort of like, we're all in this together, and he said to me he didn't imagine that he would be out here, he'd be pushing a wheelchair, and I'm like, well, what did you expect to be doing, Charlie? You know, we're all in it together, man.
So come, eat, please. Charlie?
I don't want nothing.
No, you've got to eat. This isn't fair. This isn't fair to any of us, Charlie.
We're not giving you a choice, Charlie.
We'll force it down you if we have to, because this really isn't fair to any of us.
And the trouble is, because of his deafness, if he stops looking at you, you know he's not listening. Because he needs to lip read. And it's the equivalent of actually just completely turning your back on someone. He's done it too many times now, the old, oh, well, I'm just going to go home. The next time, quite potentially, someone's just going to say, right, fine, bye, go.
I didn't know it was going to be like this. I was here for it. Myself, my family, my sanity, my friends, you know, to prove a point. But this is not the point I need to prove. I'm sorry. Nobody has to do it. If it has a physical bearing on you, it's not worth the effort. Oh my fucking God.
Which way, guys? Straight ahead?
Yeah, hold on. Okay. That's it. Very slowly. Okay, we got it.
Which way, guys? Straight ahead?
Yeah, hold on.
Yet again, Charlie's posturing has cost the team time and energy. And now he's not doing any more work. Toby, Carl and Amar have to pick up the slack.
His knees.
My knee on the rock, it's okay.
Yeah, get Colin back.
Go for it.
It's coming up to 4 o'clock. Usually we stop at 4, but we figure that, you know, because we're becoming experts at setting camp, maybe we could risk it and set camp up at 5.
By 5, the team are absolutely shattered. They've made 10 dusty miles. Now they must pitch camp before sunset.
We all want to sit down, Amar, but we all have to work until the point where everything's done.
It's like as if I'm not going to do anything.
Well, you're not making the effort, Amar. Everyone else is making an effort here. Please shape up. We've all got to...
Carl, it's like a few seconds.
I'm fucked up with Amar. He's a lazy fucker, and he's getting more and more lazy.
Like, I mean, 2 minutes, do you know what I mean?
It's alright, Amar.
It's like I've been pushing all day.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Fucking loads. I know, Amar.
And he's heading for a slap if he talks to me like that again.
And it's just irritating. It's just the way people talk to you.
I know.
It's like I was in a good mood and now I'm not.
We all want to sit there after a day out, but we can't. We've got things to do, and once we lose the light, it's harder. And I don't see why one person should decide that they want to sit there and be a lazy fucker when everyone else is giving their all.
Anxious to resolve the situation, Amar asks to see Carl.
Carl, I'm here. I don't know what for, but he wanted to come here for you.
Carl,
Alright.
we need to talk. I think there's been something bothering you. I mean, what is the fundamental issue that you've got? Because it is an issue.
The only issue I have is that, you know, if you want to sit there and not pull your weight, that is fine. That is fine.
Well,
don't expect me to do it for you, and I don't see why you should
Well,
expect it. But if you feel that that's fine.
Because the way that you spoke to me without me sort of prompting you, it was clear that you had some issues there anyway in the first place. And until we don't resolve them, I think there's going to be some issues throughout the trip.
Can we continue this when it's dark? Because I would like to get on and finish what I'm doing.
You certainly can.
Thank you.
Cool, bye.
You can go and have a sit down. Or whatever you're doing.
With hard work still to be done, one of the team has gone missing.
Toby? Have you seen Charlie? Oh, I saw him sitting on here earlier. Was he sitting on here? He doesn't do anything. He sometimes occasionally gets on the back of the chair and he gives it a shove. And he sometimes occasionally helps people up and down, but he's usually just walking on his own.
It's been terrible. People are snapping at each other. You know, people are really beginning to feel this journey.
Yeah, he keeps morale up and he's a funny bloke and he cheers people up and he has a laugh, but he's an attention seeker. Some people are.
It's hard enough doing things for yourself, yet alone for other people. And when you've got people not appreciating it and then you have to still do it, it's hard flipping going.
After walking 10 miles and setting up camp, the team can finally tend their wounds. But they need more help from Charlie.
I can't see any mouth parts, so...
It's hard, and I noticed it because yes, I agree, I don't realise I might have not been pushing as hard as I could have been pushing, right? Or pulling, but that was because I just physically just couldn't do it.
I think everyone is working so hard, and especially helping me. I just didn't think that you were. Basically, you just wanted the attention for yourself.
I'm not an attention seeker, I don't need to go out and
Charlie, I know you're an attention seeker. You have been just walking along, pushing me fine, and then suddenly the camera's on you and you're like, poor me, I need to go home. And I really...
Do you know, because that's not attention seeker, that's because I meant it, David.
I look at you and you're so able. You're so fucking able in comparison to some of the people.
I'm just gonna butt in there. Nobody means any evil to anybody here.
How can you say I'm being unreasonable, Charlie? You're such a drama queen and a hypochondriac.
You know, I don't say anything to you, Stacey, and all you just been going on is throwing these words at me, and I don't understand why. You just called me a drama queen, you just called me hypochondriac. I mean, I'd rather be all that than have slaves around me.
Tobes, what are you going to say?
Excuse me?
You know me, I'd rather have that than slaves around me.
How can you say that to me?
You know what I mean? So you can't
I don't want to have a fucking... How dare you fucking say that to me?
Don't tell me shit.
I don't want to have a fucking
Don't tell me
slave.
shit.
How can you say that to me?
I ain't being your slave. I'm not your PA. You don't pay me.
I don't want a fucking slave.
You don't pay me fuck all, so I'm not going to be your PA. So don't you dare call me a drama queen, this and that.
Charlie.
Piss off. Piss off. I don't need to be here for you. And be your fucking PA.
I don't want you to be my slave.
I never said a word to her.
You need to, but walking away isn't the answer.
You've been called no names, have you? Nobody has been called any names. I'm the one who can't get called names all the time.
and that's why
I'm the one. I don't say nothing to anybody about it. But that's not the type of person I am. You know, this has never happened to me. I'm not like this at home. So it's a big effect to everybody. I'm not just talking about myself.
I get the feeling from both of you at the moment that neither of you actually even wants to resolve this issue.
I don't think it's really helping at the moment. I think
it's not. Shall we close this for the moment now?
I think so, yeah.
Because it's not going to get resolved right now.
Day 12. After last night's fireworks, Sophie and Charlie are no nearer to making peace.
Sophie's only been disabled for the last 18 months. Fair to her, she's got a lot to learn. She doesn't quite understand, and it's a new thing to her.
Fucking said that I had all my slaves, and I actually could have killed him. There's one thing I hate more than anything in the whole world, is people feeling that I have slaves and I need people.
I've been disabled ever since I've been born. I'll be 31 coming in a few weeks, so I know a lot about disability. I know a lot, a hell of a lot.
I've been kind of struggling quite a lot with just being paralysed, and I've never felt as paralysed as I am feeling at the moment.
After 2 days, they're almost halfway to the small settlement of Esparval. From here, wide-open prairies give way to 20 miles of rocky, sun-baked terrain. But without the shelter of the jungle, they are now fully exposed to the merciless heat.
Bloody hard work.
In this barren landscape, fresh food and water are scarce. Every day, each team member burns up 4,000 calories and loses over 8.5 litres of fluid, over 11% of their body weight. And Glenn is now in intense pain.
Glenn, can I look at your leg?
Yeah. What now?
Yeah, just we've got a bit of time. You've got no sensation in this at all?
Across the scar line, I've got no feeling.
That's what makes it hard. If it starts to rub, you don't actually know.
No, that's the problem.
To give his wound any chance of healing, Glenn must keep the weight off his leg. Ken now has to step in and help the team.
It's hard though. Still a lot of difficult obstacles to get over. And it's very hot now.
We left at I think 6:30 this morning, and it's just like still going. I think it's about 5 or something, but it has been so shattering. It's like my feet have got so many blisters on them. Now it's just the mental thing that's really pushing me.
The burning sun exhausts the team's fighting spirit. Sophie struggles more than anyone.
Every single jolt was just agony. Even the smallest little bump was just, it was killing me.
Somebody else help Amar, you come and help shift rocks.
There must have been about 5 people on this chair trying to get me up the hill, and I was in complete agony. I was just sitting there, I was just thinking, this is horrible. I just felt so utterly useless.
The person I'm really worried about over the next few days is Sophie. She's already suffering from the effects of the sun, and my fear is that this could get worse, and it has potential to become a life-threatening problem. That Sophie's ability to control her temperature is much lower than the average person. We control our temperature by moving blood to and away from our skin, and also by turning on our sweat glands. Well, a person with a spinal cord injury can't do that below the level of their lesion.
With these people, even though they're physically downgraded, their mental resolve seems to go up. And the more you kick them, the more you hammer them, the more they bite on the bullet.
Finally we got there. But I just hit this sort of rock bottom.
No. It's been really tough. Really tough.
Lift your head and let the air get to your face, please. Sophie, lift your head. Lift your head for me. Come on, let the air get to your face. Come on, lift your head. Look up, look up, look up. Let the air go.
I want my legs to work. I just want us to wake up.
No, come on.
She just got very emotional. I mean, she started self-injuring herself or trying to self-injure herself. I found it hard, really hard. Just, it's hard to watch somebody go through pain. People be so proud of you, really.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
Okay.
Should have said, man.
We're in the last sort of few kilometres. It's been about as hard as it gets.
It's all right, son.
There's a million billion things that no one even understands I can't do. It's just, there's more sadness and loss and grief and just unfairness in my life than is right. It shouldn't happen. My freedom, my choice has been taken away from me. My spontaneity is just gone. I mean, sometimes you want to go out with your mates and you want to go out clubbing and you want to go and have sex, but you can't. I can't. If you're a 19-year-old girl, you're sexual, and I lost that. I mean, I can still have sex. I still have sex. There's no point to it. I can't feel it. I can't feel anything from here down. So I can't feel it. I can still physically have it. I can't move, but they can move me around. I mean, I've had quite a lot of sex, but I don't know. I don't look for it anymore. I avoid it because it hurts. It's mentally painful.
I always get kind of daunted and insecure about what's wrong with me. Does it go away?
Natural.
Does it go
You will
away?
find one special person and they will accept you for what you are and who you are. And then you will feel comfortable about that.
Do you feel comfortable
with my
about-
husband? I feel completely comfortable.
But a lot of people, even able-bodied people, never feel comfortable with themselves and feel insecure within relationships because they don't think they're worthy, that the other person loves them or accepts them the way they are. That is just across the board. We've just got something else to be insecure about.
Because before we went all met up, I can put my hands up and say I totally sort of just closed myself away from anybody of the same condition or anybody, just in the disabled family. I just sort of, because I didn't want to label myself like it. Now I've spent so much time with a bunch of Crips.
But then again, I would, going through what Glenn was saying, I did go for a long period of thinking I would give my right hand.
Thanks, Charlie.
I would give my body, my soul, my heart to just here.
I don't like the word disabled because
I prefer the term differently abled.
I like less able. Less able.
I don't like labeling it.
But
when I look
can
at it,
I can pick an egg out of boiling water with this. Can anyone else do that?
We all perform tasks in a different way, but I mean, it's basically...
You can hear stuff and smell stuff that we don't even notice.
You what?
Day 13. Dr. Mukul is increasingly concerned about Glenn's wounds. For the last week, he's been on powerful antibiotics. But the infection still isn't clearing.
Does it hurt all the time?
It hurts when I'm lying down.
I think you're probably looking at 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
With no pressure on it. Obviously, if you've got to walk, it's going to take longer.
I don't want to look a failure, and I don't think I will look a failure.
You're not looking a failure.
But, I want to get to the end, but I feel by staying, I'm jeopardising the whole team a bit as well. Because my weak link is causing everybody else problems.
Despite the intense pain, Glenn soldiers on. After 2 days of open country, the team are shocked to find themselves back in deep jungle.
It's a really tense atmosphere here. It's like, it's like something brooding. It's really quite peculiar. But apparently, this is an area where there are a lot of bandidos, a lot of robbers and, opportunists. We've got the army guys pushing on in front, just scouting ahead. But it's a very peculiar atmosphere. It's, tense.
I might try and go like that.
But in this terrain, bandits are the least of their worries. The main thing is not to fall over.
It's just difficult. It grabs at your feet with the roots and bits and stuff that's gone down. It's still full of logs and bumpy bits and holes and sticks, and I mean it's tough terrain.
Bastard thing. Get away. Oh, get off!
Guys, we'll have a 5-minute break.
Disobeying doctor's orders, Glenn helps Toby carry the wheelchair. But the more he uses his damaged leg, the greater the danger of permanent injury.
Are you all right with that, Glenn?
Yeah, no, it's cool, mate.
What's he carrying?
He's carrying the chair, I didn't realise.
Handlebars through the trees.
Oh, fuck! Yeah, we need to find another log. One's just snapped.
Fuck, it's going to take forever.
Jane walks on 2 prosthetic legs. The deep mud ruts of the dry season test her to the limit. After yet another fall, one of her prosthetic legs breaks. With each step causing pain, Jane falls further and further behind. She's afraid that after 13 days of trekking, she may have to pull out.
Oh yeah, Charlie's got it.
It's not that. Sit down for a second. It's not that. It's not even today. It's just I know this is my good leg, and if my good leg goes, the next 2 weeks is going to be.
Have you got a spare leg here?
Yeah. Alright.
So is that something we can change over tonight?
Jane has a spare set of prosthetic legs, but they're old and harder to walk on. Using them would be a last-ditch option.
We'll have a sit down for a minute, mate.
No, if I sit down I won't get up. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. You're amazing. Trust me. Sometimes I struggle to keep up with you.
You need a few minutes, Jane?
No, we'll just keep going.
You need a few minutes, we'll take 2 minutes.
Oh no, but you're loud. Fine, we'll just keep going. Come here.
You're a fighter. Is it just it's making everything really difficult?
You have now.
You need to keep going.
Yeah, you need some now.
Jane's damaged prosthetic gets emergency repairs. But the team are losing time, and they still have 2 miles to cover before nightfall.
It's this thing here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always where I catch it then.
This is my great fear for all the walking amputees, is their prostheses are starting to show signs of wear. Once you first have your amputation, limbs are changed quite regularly because the muscles that are no longer being used shrink. The actual stump matures, as we call it, changes volume a bit and comes to its final shape. And so you may be changing prostheses every few months for the first 18 months or so. After that, they tend to become very stable, and one prosthesis can last 2-3 years.
I don't know what's...
It's the torque rotator, allows a little bit of rotation below the knees, takes some of the load off the stump. That's what's gone in one of Jane's prostheses. But all these, the week of heavy work they've had, they're all showing signs of wear. And we're not far from a critical failure. Okay, well, we'll do what we can. We're beginning to struggle here. All our bits are beginning to fall apart.
I think probably they're all...
Unable to mend the broken prosthetic, Jane agrees to put on her spare limb. An old model, it weighs twice as much, making balance even harder.
It takes the weight slightly different, so a bit more weight's going through the end of my stump rather than around there. And my stump's not the best stump anyway from years of overuse. So it's a bit twisted, so it hurts on the end a bit. The ankle's better. The corset fits better because I can get it tighter, but the whole thing's heavier, so it's putting more strain on my hips and torso. The setup's not too bad, it's not too different, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
The team race for the finish line at the village of Esparval.
Hold on. Carry on.
Glenn is in trouble. His leg has turned 180 degrees, opening up his wound yet again.
Do you want a shoulder to lean on, Glenn?
No, it's cool, mate, it's cool. Problem is that it's not used to the heat. It's all right in England, but in this weather, with all the ruts, before you know it, the foot's just flailing all over the place, you know. This is the bit that hurts.
Okay, is everyone ready? Ready?
Did you ever look at it at lunchtime?
Well, yeah, I'm not taking the dressings off during the day, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's not a lot I can do to it, just keep on adjusting the socket and, you know, the sock and keep going.
All right, mate. Hold on.
The real point is that they demonstrate incredible courage and they demonstrate a human quality which is unique. That is never to give up.
Okay, guys, let's go.
I mean, there is a possibility that they could hurt themselves, you know, before they actually give up. There may be a time where I have to step in and say, whoa, stop. If you do that, then you can damage yourself for life.
Glenn's last fall has made his stump swell up so much he can no longer wear his prosthetic leg. He'll have to cover the last mile and a half on crutches.
The only time I'll ever stop is if someone says you can't, you know, and I mean even then I would contest it.
I've done this journey with them. I've had a tough day today. It's been hot and hard, and they're working harder than I am. They're using much more energy than me to do the same amount of exercise. And I feel for them, and the strength and character and the resolve to want to do this at all is inspiring to me.
At last they make it to Esparval. Their journey is the talk of the locals. Hundreds have come to see them, some travelling over 50 miles to take a peek at the crazy discapacitados crossing their country.
Uno! Hey! Dos! Hey! Tres! Hey! Bravo! Muchas gracias!
Gracias.
Glenn doesn't join in the celebrations. He's in too much pain.
I don't want hundreds and hundreds of people swarming there, as much as it is nice to see them all and everything else. When you're absolutely knackered, you just want to set up your camp and get everything sorted.
Well, you've got to feel for him. He's got a huge raw area, and it hurts in every single step he takes. We walked over 10 kilometres today. That's 10,000 painful steps. Well, he's got a real character to keep going.
The wound is refusing to heal, and Mukkul's worried the infection might spread. With the nearest village over 2 days' hard walk away, he's decided it's time for Glenn to throw in the towel and leave by emergency helicopter.
It's so difficult for you to walk now. It's hard to know what you know, but there are options. We've got all that worked out.
so don't want to give up.
No, you don't. We're in a tricky place to get out of. There's at least 2 days horse ride either way. You know, I'll arrange for him to be taken out of here. As you know, Glenn's been struggling with the wounds on his leg. The pressure points on his prosthesis at the front and the back have rubbed him raw. Okay, and he's got a hole the size of a 5-pence piece at the front of his knee. Okay, it's been infected, we've been dealing with it, and you've seen him struggle with it every step of the way for the last few days. So we made the decision that Glenn's going to leave us.
I feel embarrassed, to be honest with you. I feel embarrassed that I said that I can do this. And in myself, I feel that I can, you know, I can cope with the pain. That's not really an issue. It's just that the leg can't take it, which is quite frustrating, really, because it's not me that's let me down, it's just part of my body. Ken, thanks a lot, mate.
Well done, mate. Good luck.
Cheers for that.
Okay.
Be good.
And you too, Charlie, mate.
Okay.
You take it easy.
Be good. Have a safe journey.
Be strong, head up, and keep eating.
Okay, thank you. I'll try.
You're not going with us? No.
Oh, good
Be strong. All right, you take it easy.
We're going to miss you.
Yeah, you too, man. See you later, Addy W.
Take it easy, dude.
They're off. And I'm not anymore. I hope there's nobody else gets any other problems. We're all feeling a bit that, you know, we're losing the person, really, so what can you do? What can you do?
Glenn received immediate treatment and made a full recovery back in England. Next time,
What's the matter? Jesus.
as the team pass the halfway mark, a mystery illness strikes.
She's got a high fever. It's pretty serious.
They take on cowboy country.
Jane went through a heck of a lot of pain today. Everybody's basically licking their wounds.
They reach their nemesis, a live volcano,
Look at it, it's massive! And we're not even anywhere near it.
where a mistake could prove fatal. And Charlie threatens the success of the whole expedition.
My body can't physically take it anymore. It's not my mind, my heart, it's the body.